It was Army's first year in the American Conference, and they made a statement. The Black Knights went undefeated in conference play and then went on to win the championship on their home field. The defense was gritty and ruthless, and the offense was led by quarterback Bryson Daly, who broke the record for most rushing touchdowns in a season by a quarterback. Head coach Jeff Monken was named the American Conference's Coach of the Year. We're back here in Charlotte, Maria Tribal Peace, alongside Rini Angolia, Lige Duzable, and the head coach of the Army Black Knights, Jeff Monken. Coach, welcome to the set.
Thanks so much for having me.
We are very excited to ask you about all things Army football, but let's start with where you were last year. Very successful season. So how do you build on that momentum, but also just refocus your guys to say, hey, this is a new season now?
Well, it is a new season, and what we did last year doesn't get us any points for this year. I assure you that in college football, not being able to sign a guy to an extended contract forces you to change every year, and so new faces and new guys in key positions. But we got a lot of guys back. We got some very important pieces that are back, and I'm excited about that. Leadership being most important. The two captains I've got here with me today, they both do a great job, and so we're excited to get started.
Coach, you talked about that, new players in key positions. You lost one of the most prolific quarterbacks in college football last year in Bryson Daly. I called him Captain America. Dwayne Coleman was a guy that played in the Air Force game when Bryson got banged up. What have you seen from him throughout this offseason? Has he taken on more of a leadership role now that he looks to be the starter at quarterback?
Our players, they love Dwayne Coleman and have great respect for him. He's built a reputation throughout his tenure. It didn't take him playing in the Air Force game to earn that respect. Our guys do have great respect for him. But I was glad that he was able to take the reins in a game like that. It's such an emotional game. Those academy games there aren't bigger games on our schedule than those two games, and for him to go in and approach it like he did, a lot of confidence, and really played a good football game. And if we were going to play tomorrow, he'd be our starter. But there's a couple other guys that are playing that position that we have a lot of confidence in and we think are going to be good players. So I think there's some good, healthy competition there, and that's kind of exciting going into camp with a quarterback competition.
Yeah, no doubt. Coach, we were talking off camera. Your 12th season in Army, which is really a rarity in college football today, right? Yeah. Same coach, 12 years, same program. When I think of Army, when I think of your programs, I think of toughness, I think of physicality, execution, and I don't think you guys get enough credit in this era of the transfer portal, right? Where coaches are like, I'm going to fill some holes, let me go in the portal like it's free agency. You're about player development, and I don't think you get enough credit for that, because you're inevitably there's going to be one or two names that are going to come out of nowhere to us, but not to you, that are going to excel this year.
There are, and our coaches do a great job. Our strength staff does a great job, but the credit goes to our players. None of our guys are 3, 4, 5-star prospects. We're not in the same recruiting conversations with everybody else. Even the coaches in this room. I don't know that we have anybody on our team that had a scholarship offer at one of these schools. We battle with the other academies a lot. Certainly the Army and Navy rivalry extends into recruiting as well.
Sure.
But these guys work really, really hard, and they take a lot of pride in the way we play. And I appreciate you saying that you feel like we're tough and we execute and have those things going for us. But you're gonna at some point have to make a play against a guy that's really talented. And our guys work really hard at their skill development, and our coaches do a great job of teaching fundamentals. And we have to. We have to execute at a really high level the fundamentals in our assignments if we're going to have a chance. If not, if we didn't do that, we'd get embarrassed. And so I'm really proud of our team and our players and the effort that they put into it.
Yeah, Coach, I want to lean into that player development, because it's rare for you guys to lose any guys. Now, you did lose a couple guys this offseason in the transfer portal, but do you feel like because most of your players stay put and they develop there, does that give you maybe an advantage over other college coaches when it comes to the transfer portal? Because it's not like you have to reset the culture. Like a lot of these other coaches, new guys, 30, 40, 50 guys come in, but that doesn't happen at Army because you guys have built that culture and guys want to stay there.
Guys have always been able to leave West Point before their junior year. That hasn't changed.
Correct.
What's changed is now they can leave for money. and so it makes it a little bit more enticing. But I will say just how much I appreciate our guys, and I think it speaks to the brotherhood in our locker room and the culture that's been created, and really the culture that our players they're responsible for that every day.
Yeah.
It's not just the coach that drives it, it's the players, and they want to play for each other, and they have this sense of loyalty, and they want to help each other accomplish great things. And I think there's a uniqueness to that at Army and at the academies, because we don't have an open door to the transfer portal. If we lose a guy, we can't just go replace him. We've got to develop guys in our program. They grow up together. Our freshmen, our plebes showed up on our day, June 30th, and they will graduate together 4 years from now. And the relationships that are built and the loyalty that's created through that shared experience is really unique. And I don't know if we have any advantages, but maybe it's an equalizer.
I hear that.
Coach, we talked about how successful your guys' first season in the American was, winning the championship. I remember doing a couple of your games last year and talking to your players and how much it meant to them to be in a conference, being able to play for a conference championship, but also be in mention and be in the running for the CFP playoffs. I mean, that was, a lot of people think, oh, group of six. No, that was very important to your players last year and talking to them. So how has that helped moving forward, being in the American?
For so many years, we really valued being an independent team.
Yeah.
It allowed us to be able to play teams from all over the country, major conferences. We were playing 2 and 3 Power 5 teams a year, and that gave us great exposure.
Yeah.
And it was great for Army. I really, truly feel like we are America's team, we are America's university, and that was an important piece to it. But with the expansion of the college football playoff, you have to have a pathway to the playoff. If you don't, you're irrelevant. And as an independent, not in a Power 5 conference, not Notre Dame, we were going to be irrelevant. And so, fortunately, the timing was right, and we were extending an offer to join the American Athletic, the American Conference.
You're fine. You're fine.
They were the American Athletic last year.
That's true.
We won't tell Tim, don't worry.
And it was the right time for us to do that. I don't think anybody could have anticipated that we'd make a run like we did. We had a really good football team. We had a really great senior class, great leaders, and there was certainly motivation. It was something else to play for, and there's nothing bigger in our program than the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy.
Sure.
And we don't have it right now, and I'm ashamed to say that. But we've had it in our building a bunch of times lately, and that is the most important tangible goal for us as a program. But to be able to go into a conference, play for a conference championship, there certainly was motivation and an excitement.
Yeah.
Our guys just see the opportunities to be recognized as all conference players, and to play in a league and to develop new rivalries, which are being created as we go into year 2. So it's been exciting for us. I was really proud of our team. Excited that we had a chance to play for a championship, host a championship, and win a championship at Mikey Stadium. So it was a special year.
And we were there last year.
Oh,
We
yeah,
loved it.
man. Bucket list.
A
Bucket
little
list
chilly
item
for us
me.
Florida guys, but
I
grew
was
up in
cold
New
as a
York.
Northeasterner, but your guys handled it phenomenally, so I give them credit for that, certainly.
Well, there is no day in the Army where they take a day off.
That's right.
Really hot, really cold, snow, rain, sleet, you name it. They're going to be out there and do their job. So that's a representation of the men and women that serve in the United States Army.
Well, that brings me to a question that I always want to ask, is the fact that you are leading people who will go on to lead large groups of people and maybe even lead this country one day. So how much more difficult or how much more rewarding does that make your job?
It is a great reward. It's one of the reasons I wanted to come to Army, is to be in a leadership position at what I consider the best leadership school in the world. And we train leaders. The young men and women that come to us, they are leaders. They're leaders in their communities and in their schools. They're class presidents. They're on NHS. They're valedictorians of their high school class. They're leaders, team captains. But at West Point, they take these leaders and they hone these skills to make them world leaders. They will leave our school. They will lead soldiers, but many of them will rise to positions in our nation that they'll have opportunities to change world history. And that is an awe-inspiring task for us as leaders. So to be in a leadership position at West Point, I knew that my leadership would go beyond our locker room, that the way that I lead our players, it's going to affect the Army and how they lead American soldiers. And I never served, and probably now, being more mature and aged, it probably won't be one of the great regrets that I have, that I never served our nation in uniform. But in my own way, this is my way to serve these young men and women who will go out and lead our soldiers. So it's a great source of pride and sense of pride for me, for our staff, and for everybody at West Point.
I have so much respect for what your players and the people at West Point do. Coach, thank you so much for joining us here on the desk today.
And you are serving, Coach. Correct. Shaping these young men. No doubt about it.
Yep.
Be Navy.
Speaking of Navy, you'll see that game on Army's schedule. There's a full list of all of their games this year. Now, let's send it over to Hannah Brady, who has 2 Army football players, but also maybe some baseball players. Hannah, I don't know, you'll have to ask them about what happened yesterday.
Yeah, thanks so much, Maria. I'm here with the linebacker duo, Andon Thomas and Caleb Fortner. Guys, how was last night and being on the Knights field hitting some BP?
It was a blessing. It was a great time. The stadium there's awesome. You got the city in the background. But being able to take BP, I played for 12 years. But, being able to swing the bat again was a good feeling.
Yeah, for me, it was kind of hard to get back in the swing of things. I haven't swung a bat in like maybe 11 years. So watching Andy hit home runs, I was like, man, hopefully I can match that. But I only made contact, so that's about it.
He struck it pretty good. He's being humble. He was good.
I've heard from some of the guys today that you guys did really well yesterday, so you must be pretty good at baseball, but you're also good at football. Let's talk about this upcoming season as well as the last season. I mean, you come off a great season last season. You enter the American Conference and you win it all. You win the conference championship. Just how did you guys approach the off season and to kind of repeat that this year? Yeah,
I think it was just a special team we had last year. I think in fall camp, all the coaches and then even the upperclassmen could see how special of a team we had, and then to go in the season and just hope for a win every Saturday, it was really awesome. And then honestly, just our preparation every week is kind of what did it for us. Every play on defense, if we didn't do it right in practice, we would reload it until we got it right. So that's just how we attacked our practices to lead to the success we had.
Yeah, I would say last year was special because of the way we practice. We're really intentional, and how you play in the game is how you practice. And our coaches emphasize that every practice. So that's really where it started. But last year was last year, and we're leaving that in the past. And we're looking forward to this year, and we're going to try to top it this year. So.
Well, you say you're going to try to top it, but how are you guys going to try and top it? What's been the work put into the off season to kind of repeat last year?
We've put in a lot of work from winter to spring ball. We had a really good spring ball. The summer we've really bonded. But guys are close. We have a really good senior class. Our senior class is really close. No cliques. We're all hanging out outside of here. But we've put in a lot of work, and we'll see Monday come fall camp. So.
And on top of that, we're a team without egos. Everybody in the position rooms helps out the people below them. At other schools, you have the starters that just focus on themselves, and they don't want the guys below them to gain an advantage on them. But we really take care of our underclassmen. And we just, like Andon said, we bonded this summer quite a bit, and we're just really excited to attack the season.
And then you guys, last season between the two, you guys totaled 179 tackles. You're becoming one of the best 1-2 punch duo in the American. We just talk about the relationship that you two have specifically.
Yeah, so it's funny. We were the only 2 inside linebackers in our class coming in. He went to the prep school. I was direct. So it's really just been us two from the start. I remember talking to him during our basic training. We call it Beast. And we knew it would be special one day. We put in a lot of work. We're just really grateful for where we're at right now.
And on top of that, just the preparation we do every week together, and then also just the pre-snap communication we have on the field. It's unbelievable. Playing beside Leo Lowen, it was really amazing, but I didn't have as much pre-snap communication to kind of help me see things more. But Andon will tell me things that it's not my first read or my second read even, and it just really helps us play faster. And I can't wait to do it again this season.
No doubt.
You heard Coach Monken talk a little bit just a few minutes ago, but he talked about how the culture never seems to change. It's always there. Will you just talk about how you guys continue to buy into the culture that's already built at Army?
Yeah, for Army, it's just different. You know, we have military obligations we have to meet every summer, and we do it as a class with our football team. So, you know, for us going into our first year here, we had CLDT, which is 4 days in the field, and what that means for people that don't know, it's 4 days without a shower, and you're eating MREs, which is, you know, food out of a brown bag. And, you know, you're running off 2 hours of sleep every night. And, you know, just those hardships really bring the class closer together and the guys in your class closer together. And every class does that. So it truly makes us a more close-knit team.
Yeah, and on top of that, I think our military trainings, West Point does a really good job of taking away your ego. You know, everybody comes in an individual, and you leave with a team mindset. So because of that, and then just the culture, we're standing on the shoulders of giants, right? Shout out Coach Sat. But we've had really great players come before us, really good coaches who've been here a long time, know what they're doing. So just being able to use them as mentors and trust them, you know, it's been good for us.
I know you guys are on defense, but obviously you guys lost Captain America in Bryson Daly. But will you just talk a little bit about the quarterback situation and how Dwayne Coleman has kind of won over the offense?
Yeah, all right, well, Captain America number 2 is right here. So, new Captain America. But last year, Dwayne obviously stepped in the Air Force game. He did really well. You know, didn't turn the ball over. Just played really consistent. You know, he's been doing that all off season, and we're really looking forward to how he performs in camp. And I know come the first game, he's going to play really well.
And Dwayne Coleman's a guy that I've known since the prep school. Unbelievable leader and just a really good guy. And, you know, we're really excited to see how the competition is in the quarterback room. But, you know, all of them, you know, may play, and they're all really good. So I'm just excited to see what happens there.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me here at the Players Desk. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And also, best of luck to you both this season.
It's been a blessing.
Thank you so much.
Back to you, Maria.
Beat Navy.